Alright, so here it is. Sonic Symphony poster and some free stickers from one of the Sonic fans. Hey guys, VlogWithAvroTF here, and today is going to be a discussion of my recent visit to Westminster Mall and Sonic Symphony at Hollywood. Yes, just two places that I went through last Saturday. But before we get into that, here's a context about Westminster Mall and Sonic Symphony. Westminster Mall is a place to shop for merch and other products. If you want to check it out from my previous vlogging episodes, you can. I did a holiday shopping a while back and some food testing. On the other hand, Sonic Symphony World Tour is basically to where the orchestras and rock music play music based out of almost all Sonic games, along with all the games that we played from the past Sonic games. Usually this takes around 2 or more hours for the event to complete, and it's also across almost most countries, but not every of them. Other than that, let's get to the first part, the Westminster Mall. From one of the past announcements, I saw an Instagram post saying that they're going to be hosting a voice actor panel in one of the local shops. I looked around trying to find the location to where the place was, but it turns out that they're hosting near Anime Attack, which is basically an anime gift shop and other anime merch. Usually this takes a while for staff to get everything set up for voice actresses. The only ones are Sydney Robinson and Karen Strassman. Even though it was open a bit late, that's past 12 p.m., we did have an opportunity to talk to all voice actresses and get the autographs signed. One time I did told most of the voice actresses that I usually shop here a lot as well. And these are the same voice actresses that I found when I went to Burbank when making this mini short vlog. The event that was hosted is Game Realms, which happens to be one of the vendors that I met from previous conventions. Right now they have their own physical shop here so that we can go over there and then find some old games that I want to play, or wait for the events that hosts voice actors autograph. The flyer on the screen is shown here if that's the previous event that I was talking about. After saying goodbye to both voice actresses, I went to one of the food courts to buy a chicken sandwich, which is shown right there. I tried all of these and they taste pretty good. However, it did cost around $15 to buy this chicken sandwich, but still worth if I'm feeling very hungry. The next part is going to Sonic Symphony. While I was at the Westminster Mall, I started finding some of the parking spaces using ParkWiz, which happens to be my first time trying to use ParkWiz. Fortunately, one of the parking spaces happens to be one of the cheaper ones, which costs around $5 initially, but rates go higher if I were to stay there for a long time. So, to measure the time to which I will arrive, I tried arriving at 2:30 p.m. and leaving around 10:30 p.m. But the only issue is that because of the most infamous LA traffic, I got to the parking lot at around 3:30 p.m., which is over an hour late. Basically, this is a wasted potential and first miscalculation. After arriving at the parking lot, I used the QR code scanner to enter the parking space and then find an open spot to park, which happens to be not very crowded inside. After finding a good parking spot, I immediately walked all the way to the Hollywood Walk of Fame, which happens to be one of the longest walks. Once I got there, there was a bunch of people walking across Hollywood Walk of Fame, and there's some few cosplayers too and other people as well. Across that, I was carrying almost all 6 Sonic plushies that include Sonic, Tails, Knuckles, Shadow, Amy, and even Super Sonic. And at least 2 of the cosplayers did notice that I'm carrying a lot of plushies, so they offered me a selfie of myself and 2 other cosplayers, and I thanked them for that in exchange for sending them a donation to $5 each, which totaled up to $10. After getting selfies and some other photos, I went across just to find the correct navigation of where the Dolby Theater is, and I somehow ran into a YouTuber named UltimateDSfan. This happens to be one of her first time going to Hollywood, even though I'd never been to Hollywood before, despite living in the southern region. So I decided to follow UltimateDSfan to find her friends. We did take a few pictures across Hollywood and then get the Hollywood sign. Happens to be a display view. And there were a lot of tourists taking pictures too as well. Eventually we did meet her friends near the ramen shop, to which we bought ramen, except for me, because I instead bought a chicken bowl that also costs around $18. Yes, the chicken rice bowl is just very standard, but I did purchase an extra drink just for a bit. A brief summary about the chicken rice bowl. It tastes good, although there's some few foods that I somehow crunched by accident, possibly seeds from one of the vegetables. But I generally enjoyed eating with the rest of the group. Overall, me and the other group members were just walking around Hollywood just to find something interesting or special, while we're just discussing some other Sonic games that we played from the past. Some Sonic fan came up to us and then gave me one of these free Sonic Symphony LED stickers, which happens to be one of the users from Instagram, if you guys see it. Nut Branch. Thank you again, even though she didn't even recognize me. So she gave me the second sticker, which I should have told I already have one. Overall, I did follow this user already, just providing me the free sticker. So when we started walking around again, we happened to find a line that's filled with some Sonic fans, which they're getting photos or selfies from one of the YouTubers. But I don't have any preferences at the moment, so I'll reconsider at any given time. As soon as the 8 p.m. gets closer, we started lining up behind other Sonic fans who want to get inside the Dolby Theater. We did have our bags checked, but for me, I didn't bring as much stuff unlike other conventions. So I brought a very few items with me, just my Nintendo Switch, the charging packs in case of emergencies, and some plushies, just because I'm a fan of Sonic. After passing security, I looked downstairs and see the lines of Sonic merches that they're selling for Sonic Symphony. And yes, each of these items do cost a lot more money, except for some stickers and the large posters. And these are really hard to get as of now, unless if you want to buy it online for a huge extra fee. But for me, I got this poster already, which I will go over of how I got one. I went to my assigned seat in the theater and then wait until the event starts. The first part is the orchestra, to which they play music that started at the very beginning of Sonic the Hedgehog. I didn't record as much or get enough videos. However, all these musics are all copyrighted, so I won't play these musics here. But from the video, you can see some numerous examples of what is shown, what games are shown playing. After listening throughout the orchestras, which I enjoyed it a lot, we went for the intermission for about 20 minutes, and I head downstairs to line up for the Sonic merch. Which I'm gonna have to criticize one thing about getting the Sonic merches. In one situation, everyone started getting out just to line up for the Sonic merch, and the line went pretty crazy. There's a lot of people wanting to buy Sonic Symphony posters, t-shirts, tote bags, and all other stuff that the vendor has. And the line took almost more than the amount of intermission time. That's right, I missed 2.5 songs from the rock music, which for some reason doesn't catch my interest, but I generally enjoy listening to them in background. In this case, there's a TV shown on live, to which if we're outside the theater at any given moment, then we could watch it through here along with some other speakers that they have as well. That way we don't miss any important shows from the theater, which is a good thing at least. After finally getting my poster for $15 at cash, I resumed back to my seat and then listened throughout the remaining rock shows. Once again, there are some numerous examples of all the rocks and bands playing for all Sonic fans, and it got a lot exciting along with the screen shown based on the games that the music's playing. Almost some of them are interesting, some of them are not, but I enjoyed it. Lastly, they featured multiple guest singers and producers too. Quinn provided the music for Sonic Frontiers, which he had an amazing performance to all of us. And the other ones are from Crush 40 bands too as well, playing music and other Crush 40 musics too. So overall, this lasted for like 2 hours to my extent. But when I was outside, I realized that I was running out of time due to the parking situation for my parking pass. If I book the parking reservation that starts around 2:30 and ends at 10:30 p.m., then that means I may arrive to the parking lot very late, which means that once I get over there pretty late, I talk to the receptionist about the situation, but their parking policy is if they stay for more than 24 hours, then they could either get ticketed or get their vehicle towed away. So I'm not within that range here. But for some reason, the door to the parking lot wasn't open and the QR code could not scan to unlock the doors. So we had to wait for the receptionist to get the keys so that we can access the parking lot. After getting back into my car, I went to the exit and then scanned my QR code, which happens that I paid an extra $3 fee for additional time that I stay, which does make up to the difference depending on how long I stay. So the price is not that bad. I won't complain. They're pretty understandable of what the situation is going, but this parking whiz, I don't think it's very consistent, but they did cover the additional fee already. But I paid for it for $3. So the parking pass ended up totaling up to around $19, which is slightly lower than the parking lot at Hollywood, which somehow I didn't even see. But at least to my extent, I went home for the rest of the day, and that's all to the story vlog. I know this is the first time trying to make this story vlog more interesting, but sorry that I'm not very engaging or sound too boring to you. But overall, I hope you guys enjoyed this vlog. If you have any questions, just leave them on the comments below, and I'll try my best to answer your questions. If you guys do enjoy my vlogging episodes or the story vlog, please consider subscribing to my channel. You can also follow me on other social media platforms as well. This is VlogWithAvroTF, signing out. For some reason, my camera isn't auto-focusing my thumbs up, but I also forgot to mention about the user UltimateDSfan. You can check out her YouTube channel too, which I will feature.